The second question on the Wellculator takes a look at how you start your day. So, do you have a balanced breakfast within 2 hours of waking? Why is breakfast important? Maybe you've heard the term breaking the fast, because we haven't eaten for many hours, and so you wake up, you want to get going, you want to get your body's engine going, and ideally you want to break that fast and put in the right kind of fuel. What is important is when you do eat breakfast, to make sure that it's balanced, and the timing is important within 2 hours of waking. Why I say that for the timing is, with my experience of working in clinical practice with people who have diabetes, what I found was people that had breakfast earlier in the day, even if they missed lunch, generally their blood sugar levels were slightly more stable in the afternoon versus those individuals that completely skipped breakfast and then maybe had a healthy lunch, but they couldn't quite make up for the bad start. So getting your body into the right footing as early as possible in the day is quite important. And what I find is if you're up and about after 2 hours, and it's not a definite exactly 2 hours, it does change from individual to individual, but I do find that after 2 hours, your blood sugar, if you have not eaten, is going to start to drop. And we know from the previous module, when your blood sugar drops, your prefrontal cortex, your brain doesn't work as effectively, your energy drops, and it could also affect your emotions and what you eat later in the day. So try to have a breakfast within 2 hours of waking, unless you're getting up to do exercise. Then that interval could be slightly longer, but the moment you're finished exercising is to make sure that you then eat a breakfast that is balanced. So what is a balanced breakfast? A balanced breakfast would not be a cup of coffee in each hand. It would be balanced only if you've got some fiber and then you're complementing that fiber with some protein. Those two elements really make for a balanced breakfast. There are some breakfast ideas in the PDF available below. One idea that I'd like to share with you today is the concept of maybe thinking about making a balanced smoothie. The reason why I highlight this as a particular breakfast is that for me it works well. I wake up really early. I often have to leave home to miss traffic because I live on the other side of a apparently the busiest intersection in the Southern Hemisphere. It's called Galuli's. And I often have to get through that to get to my clients. But I'm not hungry at 5:30 or 6 in the morning when I need to leave. So what I do is I make a smoothie at home. It takes me 2 minutes. If any smoothie takes me longer than 2 minutes, I'm not going to make it. And then I'll pour it into a water bottle, those ones with the wide nozzles. And then I take that with me in the car. And when I'm feeling more awake, and as I'm driving up to go to my first meeting, rather than not eating anything, I get to sustain my energy by having a balanced smoothie. So there are some smoothie recipes as well that you're welcome to try. And a smoothie, you don't want to end up making a carbohydrate bomb. So we're not talking about 4 pieces of fruit and honey and muesli and flavored yogurt and maybe extra sugars and cereal. You don't want to do that. You want to stick to the guidelines below, which is about 1, maybe at most 2 fistfuls of fruit. Then you've got to add a protein, because now the fruit has provided the fiber. And remember, a balanced breakfast is fiber with protein. So protein can be the form of dairy or a dairy alternative. Even a handful of nuts like almonds add some healthy fat along with some protein, and maybe some yogurt. And then you can add lots of ice, maybe some water. And you can also incorporate what we call superfoods. So if there are any of you using specialized powders or maca powder or whey protein powder, you could also add that at this point. And that's how you create a balanced smoothie. That's quick and convenient because you can take it with you on the road. And I find it really fits a busy lifestyle. But of course, there are many other breakfast ideas. So be sure to take a look at the PDF attached. And if this is a habit that you're not in place, I'd suggest that once you've gone through the course, that you really come back to this. Because having breakfast can just get your whole body, it's almost like an orchestra, that you just fine tune at the start of the day so that you've got this beautiful music and energy that you can just deliver to the world throughout the day, rather than just not taking up that kind of opportunity.